Hello and welcome to another tutorial with me, Punkimo Andy. So today's tutorial is going to be all about the enchantments. It is going to be divided up into different sections in terms of what in terms of different sections. And by the end of listening to watching all the sections, hopefully you have a bigger and better understanding of what and how to use enchantments. So, what is an enchantment? An enchantment is something that provides boost to both armor, weapons, and tools in various different ways. There are two different types of enchantments. One is a standing enchantment, which you can obtain through the enchantment table, and the other is what's called a treasure enchantment, which can only be obtained via looting chests, treasure chests. Treasure stuff you'll find in sort of like mine shafts, jungle temples, ocean ruins, nether fortresses, bastion remnants, and all that. And the treasure enchantments, they are not available through the enchantment tab. We can also get them through fishing as well. So let's get down to what the basics are of the of enchanting. So the first thing you're going to need to begin, well, first thing you would need is actually a fishing rod, because you can get enchantments that way. But to be able to apply your own enchantments and whatnot to tools and armor, or even a book to stack up later on, is an enchanting table. Now, to get an enchanting table, you will require 4 obsidian, 2 diamonds, and a book. Now, this is the crafting recipe and crafting table in the relevant slots. If you want to take note of that, to be able to make your crafting table. Now, using the crafting table, you will need between 1 and 3 lapis to apply the enchantment to either the tool, armor, or book. When opening the UI on the enchantment table, you will see this. So this enchantment slot will tell you how many levels down in the corner. So if I quickly grab a tool, say a pickaxe for example. This will only do low level ones because I haven't got any bookcases surrounding it or 1 block air gap. So if you open the enchantment table, it will give you 3 different levels of enchantment. So if I put the pickaxe in there, well, usually you would get so where that 1 is how many levels you require to get the relevant enchantment. Now, if you don't have enough levels, so cells in survival with 0 levels, they would all be grayed out. And then the number on the left is, so that's how many levels you would need in your inventory. However, this is how many levels it will use from what you have. And lets me go over, as well as how many lapis it will use. Now, the enchantment table, the text here in the enchantment table is irrelevant. Only the one that comes in the pop-up box, so where it says Unbreaking 1, Efficiency 1, that would be 1 of the enchantments you will get. You may get more than 1 enchantment, but that will be what you get as a minimum. The language behind this is actually standard Galactic alphabet. However, the translation that this gives is not of any relevance to what enchantments you will get. It's just randomly generated. Now, to increase what levels you can get for the enchantments and how good the enchantments are, you would surround this by with bookshelves, but have a 1 block gap. So you'd have a bookshelf here and a bookshelf here. What I'll do is give me a couple of seconds. I'll just set up like a temporary sort of thing. So you'd have it like that. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This will actually give you up to level 30 now, as you will see. There we go. And obviously efficiency 3 is them, and you can get efficiency 4. Bedrock edition has the ability to generate efficiency 5, but not display it there. It would be as an additional enchantment. So if I go to like that, click on that, do I get just efficiency 3? Do on this occasion, just to show you can get more than one enchantment. Constantly go for the pickaxes. You can't do netherite ones in there. You have to enchant diamond before getting the netherite. 14.3, do we get just... It's going to be awkward on me today, isn't it? There you go. As you can see, you can sometimes get more. This is a pretty decent pickaxe. 2 seconds. I wonder if I can get... I just want to grab another one that has efficiency 4 on it for later on. Give me 2 seconds, I can do this another way because I'm in creative. So if you're in creative, you can easily do this. Enchant at. So this will come in handy for later on. Self. Efficiency 4. Should. What am I doing? That is. There we go. That'll do it. There you go. Efficiency 4. That'll be for later on because I had the concrete in my hand. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the enchantment table. That's how you would get the maximum levels. Each bookcase, I believe, increase it by 2 levels for the maximum that you can receive in the enchantment table. Next thing for enchantments is the Anvil. Now this is the recipe for the Anvil. Now what the Anvil does, it required to have 3 iron blocks and 4 iron ingots to create the recipe, which is a total of 31 iron ingots. Anvils do have a few different functions though, so you can repair items and you can also enchant and name items. In naming of an item requires 1 level, however enchanting you can do, say this, that costs 13. That is how you get efficiency 5 and is one of only 2 ways to get the efficiency 5. One of only 3 ways. The other way is via a villager. So you saw that costs 13 levels. This is something I would always recommend. It's just swapping the pickaxes around and tools around because it can cost different levels. See that? Now it only costs 1 level. Never walk away from an anvil without swapping the slots over if you're using it to combine enchantments. And also that's how you combine enchantments. You have to have the same tool, same ore type, ingot type. So you can do 2 diamond, 2 netherite. You can't do 2 netherite together. I've discovered that, even if you've only just enchanted it and never used it before. Each anvil though does have a usage. So when it's completely smooth, it has not been used. This is in creative, so it won't use up any of damage. However, you do get slightly damaged, and broken anvils. Which once they're broken, you cannot use them. Like I say, naming costs 1 level. So to name something, you literally pick up the pickaxe and just get rid of the name. Just retype over what you want. I'll just say fortune because it's got 14.3. Costs 2 levels. It's 1 level in Java, not 2. So as you can see there, blue text on that says diamond pickaxe. Blue text on that one says fortune. You can name any item you wish in an anvil. Believe it or not, it's not just tools and armor and weapons. It's any item in an anvil, and that is the same cost of levels, no matter how many of the items you put in there. It's just, if you now put that in there, it will be 2. As you can see, it's 2 now. So if you had one item, or you had some stack, when you put a whole stack in there, the amount will not change. If you want to enchant an item this way around, if I just show you how to do the enchantment types. Don't need you anymore. If I just grab a book. So, for instance, efficiency 5 book. If you want to enchant something, whatever you enchant has to go in that first slot, and then the relevant enchantment book will be in the second. And this amount does also vary. The enchantment cost of 5 can be higher or low depending on how many times you've repaired the item, or how many enchantments you've already got on there, and what type of item it is. The maximum levels that Anvil can go up to is 39, after which it will just say too expensive in red text in the bottom right corner of the Anvil UI. Okay, so next on the agenda is a bookcase. Now, as you saw, these are used either as decorational block or to increase the level of enchantments from the enchanting table. Now, to create the bookcases, you'll need 6 of any plank types. These do include the nether blocks, as the nether ones as well, so the crimson planks and the crimson and the warped planks, and also 3 books. And this is pretty much the crafting recipe. The books go across the bottom and across the top. The planks go across the bottom and across the top. You can use all of one wood type or a combination of any. And then 3 books across the middle to create a bookcase. Bookcases can be found throughout the world, though. They can be found with a librarian house in a village, or they can be found in the stronghold, in the libraries in the stronghold, which is where you'll yield quite a few of the bookcases from. Next, we will now be talking about the Grindstone. Completely forgot his name there. This is the recipe for the Grindstone. The Grindstone does have a couple of things here, so you can either disenchant an item, so remove any enchantments from an item. This does include the cursed enchantments, or you can use it to do the same as an Anvil and use it to repair an item. With this as well, if you disenchant an item, you will gain XP from doing so. It's quite handy for like mob farms. If you've got a lot of enchanted, say gold swords from a gold farm, you can disenchant and gain some levels that way, and then smelt them gold swords up for gold nuggets. Just on another note, with the repairing on the Anvil, it is often cheaper to repair 2 of the same items together than it is to use the relevant ingots. Say you had an iron one with quite a bit of damage, you start putting iron ingots there, you may find it costs like 4 to 5 to repair that item, whereas if you have another iron pickaxe in there, it will more than likely repair it, especially if you craft a new one. It ends up being cheaper. So, and the last thing is obviously the Lapis for enchanting, and this is obviously something you're going to need in the enchantment table. Now, Lapis, like I say, you require 1 to 3 Lapis per whichever enchantment you want. Now, there is a couple of ways to... He's vanished. How dare he vanish? I spawned him in. So there's a couple of ways, a few ways to get the enchant. You can spawn with his things this time. They're annoying, but there you go. So they are the ways to get Lapis. So you can either get it from a cleric villager, I believe level 4 on a cleric one, unlocks 1 emerald for 1 Lapis. this is where the Wandering Trader has a slightly better trade. I believe it's 1 emerald for 3 in Lapis. He doesn't have it, but some of them do. You can then also obtain Lapis with the Lapis ore. Later on I'll talk about Fortune and how that affects Lapis ore as well, because that in itself may very well help you out in terms of coming down to finding the ores. So next we're going to look at where you can find the treasure enchantments. So the Enchanted Books, or shall I say, obviously, like I say, you've got 2 types, treasure ones and standard ones. Standard ones are available through the enchantment table and also through villages. You've got Toolsmith and Weaponsmith, which will trade you enchanted tools and armor, and the Librarian, which is just here, which uses a lectern. That has now vanished for some bizarre reason. There was a lectern there earlier. Don't know what's going on with this world. But yeah, with the lectern, you'll get a Librarian villager, which will trade you enchanted books. So places you can find enchanted books and items throughout the world. So you can find them in strongholds, in the minecart chests, which are usually on. I've tried remembering. I believe it's on this sort of array inside the mine. I remember it being up there, and I remember the steps going up to it in the stronghold. So if you look down the corridor, see that, you know, there might be an enchanted book in there. There might even be the Knot Chapel. Also in mine chests inside of abandoned mine shafts. And in the good old classic, I've got no TNT in there. In the good old classic jungle temple. Obviously, if you do try that pressure plate in survival, inside of a, did I just say jungle temple? Inside of a pyramid, inside of the pyramid, you will set off the TNT, which is just below. So I'd always recommend breaking that and just collecting the 9 blocks of TNT underneath of here before collecting any treasure. And over here is everything in the game that can be enchanted. So you've got all the boot types, all the leggings, chest plates and helmets of the type of leather, chain metal, iron, gold, diamond and netherite. You've also got the turtle shell and the elytra. All tool types for stone, iron, gold, diamond and netherite. I have been told that wood has an enchantment thing, but I've never used it, never will. There seems to be no point I can do that. So I've got it over there, haven't I? The Phantom. And then you've also got shears, shields, flint and steel, carrot on a stick, warp fingers on a stick, fishing rod, bow, crossbow, trident, mob heads, that's mob and player heads, carved pumpkins, and the dragon head that are found on end city ships can all be enchanted. So next I will be going on to the different types of enchantments. However, I will do that in the next video to save you being overwhelmed with information. I will be going through the enchantments over a few videos, and they will be in split up probably into 6 enchantments per video, detailing what each enchantment is and how and what it can be applied to. And I'll all be doing it in alphabetical order, so it'll be quite easy to navigate to which ones you want. So I'll call it here for this episode, and I'll see you in the next tutorial tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and bye.